Hi everyone, this is Carlos Chen back. So during the last two episodes of our live streaming, I have already explained our QC system, the quality control system, as well as our two fantastic strollers. There's BP001 and BP003. So we will continue to introduce our car seats. So let's just push the strollers aside. And begins the show. Okay, so first I'd like to introduce the name of our car seat. So this one is BC128F with ISS base, and this one is our new ISS model, which called BC801, and this one is quite a current version of it is a ECR44 version, full year range car seat, which named BC800. Okay, so let's start with the baby car seat or the infant carrier. Okay, as a new one, a replacement of our current BC100 infant carrier, which I will take it to make a comparison. Here, okay, we barely change the shape, the cosmetic design, but make it canopies, and the handlebars. A small change of it, make it looks like more strong and well shaped. You have these lines here to reform it. Okay. And another important improvement of this model is a headrest. As you can see, the new R129 regulation required the infant carriers to change the position of the headrest and also the shoe strips. So we have added buttons here. Beneath the car seat, you just revolve it and you can change the headrest positions. If you see the slot here, you know we have 7 positions headrest to make it fit with from the newborns up to the 87 centimeters babies. So this range is quite large. But normally, if you do some research on the market, we find most of the infant carrier they just make it fit for babies from 40, which is the minimum and required lowest height, to 83 centimeters. But our seat is 4 centimeters larger than them, so which makes it even stronger and even better structures. Because the difference from the old regulation to the new regulation is that they have a series of dummies for the dynamic test. The crash test. So the older versions homologations, they have only the certain large dummies here. If you want to test the old so-called zero group, so you use the zero group dummies put inside and test it. And the next with a big range, with a big leap, is the Q.5, 0.5, and then Q1, which these numbers stand for the year old of the babies. So you can see there is a large gap between these. But for ISS regulations, they have a series of the dummies, so you can test from 40 and to 45 to 60 to 60s to 80s, something like that. So we can choose to test with the 83 centimeters dummies, or can test from even higher, For us, we want higher because we want it to make your baby stay in the car seat as long as it could. So which makes a good advantage and makes structure better. Okay, so that's the functions here. Change the handrest position. And second one I want to demonstrate is handle adjustment. So you can switch it and lock it onto these positions for carry and for car seat purpose. Also, to storage it, to save the place, you can just push a button and rotate it here. So you have narrow space and can store it in some carton box. Okay, and also as you can see, we have this little curves here in the bottom, so make it a lovely cradle. But if you want this car seat to stay tight at positions, so you want the position lock, you don't want the cradle functions, then you can just switch the handle positions. Here. So you got a very fixed and tight level here. Okay, so it's good to put the baby inside and put it on the desk or some place else. Okay, so that's very useful. With the three handle functions, you make it switch it cradles to storage or to carrier mode. Yeah, easy. Also, we have this red dot here, which means it can adapt with many models of strollers. So just if you bought the strollers from very big brands like Max Cozies, for instance, you can just try to use the adapt here, and it should normally it will fit perfectly. Yeah. Okay, so enough for the functions. I want to show you how to install it onto the vehicle seat. Okay, as you can see, the car belt road guide is green, which means it's a phase 3 of R129 seat. So it can install onto the vehicle seat only by the seat itself, or you can combine it with the ISOFIX base. So I would just want to try both ways. First, let's start with the ISOFIX. Okay, so as you can see, we have this ISI base designed specially for the infant carrier. So the leg is foldable and can be fixed tightly onto the base, and it's quite light. You don't worry about carry it even you're weak or you're not strong enough. So it's only 3 kilograms, okay? And you are not worried about the leg to fall off from the base because you make very tiny hooks here, which will make it stay put onto the base by simply push it a little bit down, and you can detach it from base. Then you put it onto the vehicle seat. You push this button, and the leg will fall off, and you change it into the proper directions, proper positions. You will see the buttons here change it from red to green to tell you it's well installed. Okay. Also, you want to push out the ISOFIX bars and lock it onto the ISOFIX anchorage. Pull it back. Now you can put the car seat easily. You see these curves here are well designed to store the bottom of the car seat by simply push it down. You will hear a click sound, and the indicator turns from red to green, which means the whole system is well fixed. And to detach it is quite easy. There is a two-step security lock here to prevent misuse purpose. So you want to push the small buttons here, hold it, and then operate the handle, make it turn red, then you can lift it up. Quite easy. To store it, to remove it. Easy in 1 second. Okay? Yeah. That's how to install it with ISOFIX base. Also, if you got some room arrangement issues for travel, because you have only one car in your families, and you have many family members, so you have to remove the seat regularly for travel purpose, then you don't want to use the ISOFIX space. You just want to simply use it with a car belt. So just remove. Okay, you just remove the ISOFIX base. You use the car seat rear facing. Take the car belt off. Round it. Lock up. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Lock it up. Round it. Then you organize the car belt into the belt guide, and also two belt guides. The green one you have seen. Then fasten all sections of the car belt, and it's well fixed for use. Okay. To remove it, you just unlock the button, take every piece out, and go. Easy and simple. So it almost have the same installation times, but directly use is more convenient, and the ISOFIX base makes it more simple. It depends on your choices. Okay, so the base is optional. Then let's move to the second model. We call this BC801. It's an upgrade of the current old version full year range seat. As I said, I can make a small comparison of this one with the old one. Okay, they both use the ISOFIX system, but the difference is first, this one is the ISS version. ISS version, which means it passed the new Europe regulation, R129 with ISOFIX connections. But the old one is using the old version, the ECE R44 homologation, and they have different installation systems. both isofix, but this one, it uses support leg, as you can see. But the old version are using the top tether. I'm not gonna say top tether. I'm not gonna say top tether is out of date fiction method, but it do have its shortage. Like what? Both seats are rotatable, as you can see. But if you use the top tether on a rotatable seat, it means once you have locked it onto the anchorage, the seat cannot be rotated unless you remove the top tether from the anchorage. That's a shortage. But the system looks much safer. I felt much safer than that. There's no other friction onto the upper section, so it will give you a worry about that. However, with the both past tests, there's no actual safety problems. Okay, but if you have a small leg, so there's no limitation of the upper section of the seat, so you can just change it whenever you want, even during the trip. So mom sit aside the kids, and like the kid wants to see daddies from the mirror, so just simply pull the levers here and rotate it. Okay, that's easy. So that's the biggest advantage. Okay. And the second one is that we somehow fix the storage problems, because there is some kind of I have to say it's kind of funny but very useful regulation terms in the regulation. It required the seat to test in misuse mode. Which is misuse mode? It means you use the isofix connectors only without the isofix leg, unless it cannot be ignored, which means it cannot be ignored. So if the leg is foldable, it must be like that. It cannot be fully hide. It hide into the base, so that the customers might misuse it, forget to unfold it, something like that. But in our versions, we make it fully concealed because we have already passed the misuse test. Okay, so what's the good point of this one? Why we make it? It's quite obvious. We have solved the storage problem. So you cannot use the car seat anytime. Okay, like I said, if you have a big family, maybe your baby don't go with you, and you need to storage to detach it from your seat and put it into your home. The leg will become a very annoying problem. You cannot make it sit tight on the ground or on some storage areas. It just swell left and right. But now it just can stay where it could. Okay, that's very good. Okay, enough for introduce these storage problems and the storage advantages. I just want to show you how to operate it. The first is the headrest. Like the old version, we have 11 headrest height levels, so it can fit the newborns until the very large babies, 150 centimeters. So the range is quite large, quite wide, from 40 centimeters to 150. Okay, and it's reclinable by simply one hand operation. So the handle beneath the seat, you just pull and adjust, easy. They have 3 reclined levels. To rotate the seat, you just operate the handle in the front of the base. You pull it and rotate it. Once it's into the correct position, it will lock automatically. Okay, so 3 reclined positions, front facing, 3 levels of reclined rear facing. Okay, so give you a wide choice of comfort. Okay, so that's enough for it. I want to demonstrate how to install it onto the vehicle seat. First, you want to reveal the support leg and pull out the ISOFIX bars here. Okay, both sides, and you take it onto the seat, lock them up. Okay, it's ready to go. You see, only 15 seconds. It's quite easy. And you want to uninstall it, you just operate the 2 bars here and fold the leg. And now we go. Easy peasy. Okay, so I have seen this one is quite competitive in the market. So with a very large age range, and also the very convenient operates design, and also you can customize the fabric, so make it very to show your brand personality onto it. So it's quite a good product to choose. Also, you can tell the customers you're using not only 1 layer, but 2 layers of memory foams. 1 layer in the spacer, hiding the spacer, and another layer in the headrest areas. It protects the baby's head once it fell asleep or during crash. So it will absorb the impact to protect the baby's brains and also the neck. Okay. And at last, okay, our poor babies, the BC800F. Okay, it's a very, I have to say, it's not very old, but in these years, it's quite popular in China. It's quite popular in China, and in many other countries which don't have the new regulation like the R129. In these countries, you can still take this one because it's much cheaper than that. There's a base, there is pipes, there's steels, so it will be a little bit higher than this one. You can choose a cheaper one. It also have the same performance with same functions. Okay, with same functions and ISOFIX, make it middle high-end product. I'm not going to install it onto the seat again because it have almost the same design. But I have to see there's some tricks here. And first, And first is isofix connectors. It can be ejected automatically once you pull the trigger. You see? So which makes the installation very easy. Also, a difference between these two models is that this old version, it had only one handle to control both the rotations and the recline levels. So once you operate the handles, you can control the recline levels, and when it reach the maximum recline levels, you can rotate it to the direction you want, and it will lock also automatically. Okay, so easy and simple. Okay, so I have just finished to introduce all the three models, all the three famous models. We still have some blow molding products as well as like boosters or something like that. So if you're interested in to know more details about the certain model, or you want to know more other models, you can just contact us or leave the message or go to our LinkedIn page or YouTube channels. You can send us email. You find email and send us emails so we can send you the detailed performance sheet of each product. Okay? So that's all of it today's. We call it a day and goodbye. We'll see you next month.